Welcome to Estancia Lapacho. First look map tour with me, MrSealyp. Here I am, on the Estancia Lapacho. This is the new Platinum Edition expansion pack DLC. There are so many different names for it. So it's all looking rather bright and rather colourful. If you are aware already, I play on PS4, so this is a PS4 first look map tour around Estancia Lapacho, and there is a lot going on. It's a big map. There are a lot of new types of things. There's new machinery, and I would imagine, unless you've been hiding under a rock for the last probably 6 months, you probably know a lot of this already. Lots of videos have been released, lots about the machinery, lots on forums, lots on websites, and I would imagine over the last couple of days there have been quite a few videos released already as well. So here we are. The colours, actually I have to say, do look amazing. That kind of reddy rust orange ground, it does look incredible. But here we are. This is the main, I say main farm. Estancia, I think, effectively means kind of ranch, estate kind of thing. This is a big house for a farmer. And there aren't many farmers, I know, and I could be wrong, I don't know that many, who have their own personal plane and their own little kind of runway type thing. But there we go, it's here and it's quite impressive. Now, what I usually do is at this point have a quick look in the map. We'll have a look on the map and see what's there, then we'll have a look on the ground and have a look and see what it's like, kind of, I say in real life, you know what I mean. Interestingly, that... okay, that's a worry. I've been on here already and I had changed one thing, just one thing, to make the map tour a little bit kind of quicker and a little bit more interesting. However, it appears to have vanished. That's a concern. Right, never mind about that. Let's crack on. So, the map itself is a fair size. We've got this large kind of raised ridge line that runs across the map from west to east or east to west, however you want to look at it. We've got a lumberyard, we've got the transport company, we've got the biogas plant, we've got a grain elevator. Now interestingly, around the railroad track that runs around this map, we've got grain elevator 2, grain elevator 3, we've got the sugar mill, we've got the harbour, spinnery, bakery. So there aren't that many sell points. The sell points themselves are the lumberyard, sorry, the transport company up the top, the harbour, the bakery. The sugar mill only takes sugar beet and the new sugarcane crop. We'll have a look at that in a second in the sell point kind of payments page price guide type affair. We have got the 3 animal types, and interestingly, I often say that word, interestingly, you may find it interesting, you may not. The cattle type on this map are different. I haven't actually looked at the sheep or the pigs yet. The cattle type are a South American breed called Nelore, I think the Nelore or Nelores cows. They've got like a little hump on their back, and they've also got a lot of sort of baggy skin around the neck area. Interesting, just a little fact I thought I'd throw in there. So this is a South American map for all intents and purposes. A lot of the signposts and things like that are in Spanish, I assume, on Espanol, I think. I could be wrong, but I think they're mostly Spanish, or a mixture of Spanish and probably, you know, other Mexican and things. I don't know. It's a generic map type. We are at the farm, the main farm, which is just left of Central, and we start off with 3 fields of our own: 14, 1 and 2. 2's not a bad size. I mean, I have to say 14, 1 and 2 aren't bad sizes at all. Looking at the map, generally speaking, as is nice to see, there's a real range of sizes. 24 and 25 are fairly small, 26 fairly small, and 28 ranging all the way up to 29, which is a colossal field. I mean, it is massive, and everything in between. But as with kind of general Giants maps, as opposed to modded maps, the fields are fairly square and squared off with a few kind of angles here and there, and mostly kind of positioned north-south, which makes life a bit easier for setting workers off and that kind of thing. So if I scroll across one and look in here, so if we look at the sell points themselves, we've got the bakery, like I said, we've got the harbour, and we've got the transport company. If we go down here to the sugar mill and then scroll across, you've got two prices there. One is for sugar beet, one is for sugar cane. Then obviously there's the spinnery, the lumber yard, you've got wood chips, and then biogas plant, you've got silage as well as manure and slurry, I believe. So there aren't a huge amount of sale points when you consider the size of the map, but I think on some of the modded maps we get kind of spoilt with how many there are. Anyway, if I carry on scrolling across here, I've got this on normal, and you normally start off with 20,000. I think mine's a little bit different because of what I did, which I'm going to have to check that in a second. So yeah, £75,000 loan, which I suppose will need to be paid off as soon as possible, or there will be interest incurred. 3 animal types, and if we look across here, storage capacity for the silo is 100,000 litres. We'll have a look at that in a little while as well, and then we come back around to here. So what I'm probably going to do, I'll do a little bit with the train, I'll do a little bit by vehicle, we'll kind of have a look. A lot of these fields in the middle, it's that kind of, when you've seen the field, you've seen the field. So part of this tour will be round with the train, and part of it may involve a bit of jumping to various different places. I want to try and get it all in. It's a big map and there's not a lot of time to get it done, so I will try my very, very hardest. So if I come out of that menu and go into this menu, let's see what we start off with. We have a Case 1455, various front loader attachments, a Brantner trailer, a couple of Agco weights, the new Bison Super Z056 in the Platinum expansion, which is kind of an open cabbed harvester. Really, really cool. Nice sound effects on that as well. We'll have a look at that in a bit. And its header. The new Massey Ferguson 4709, kind of open cabbed, covered, sunshaded Massey Ferguson. Little kind of shunting yard tractor, that's nice. Stara makes a massive showing, obviously one of the, if not the largest agricultural machinery companies in South America. So there's some tractors. Then we've got Gessner equipment, sugar beet, obviously sugar cane harvesting is that new crop. That's the new one for this map for Platinum expansion. Interestingly, my daughter tried to use the sugar cane equipment on Sandy Bay the other day and it wouldn't work. I don't know how many of the modded maps it is set up to work on. I'm assuming it will work on the Giants maps. I tried it on Sosnovka and it worked on Sosnovka, although I'm fully aware sugarcane would not grow in colder climates. I absolutely know that, but it was just interesting to try it on different maps and see what would work. Obviously some lizard bits of equipment, more Stara, seeders, cultivators, etc. They really do make an appearance, and we've got this new category in the store, which is sugarcane harvesting. If we go in there, there's a whole load of stuff, and I'm pretty sure there are going to be kind of guide to mod reviews coming up of various different bits of machinery as they need to be used or just to have a look at them. These are the new sugarcane trailers, and they unload in a very unique way, and they're amazing. I like the fact that this is all new, this new stuff. It's exciting, it stands out, something a bit different. And then these bigger random trailers, they unload as well spectacularly, just incredible. If we go into the tractors and scroll across, I don't want this just to be about the vehicles, but we'll go and have a look. We have got the Massey Ferguson, the Stara ST Max 105, the ST Max 150, which is the slightly larger one, are in there under sprayers. We've got the new Stara Imperador, I think it's Imperador 3.0. We've got in auger wagons the new Stara Reboke Ninja 33,000. There's stuff dotted about all over the place. So it's in amongst. There are new sewing machines. We scroll all the way across here. But again, this is something for you to, have a look at, explore it, see what's there. Yeah, the Ceres Master 3570 and the Estrela 32 is a fair size actually, the Estrela. 14.4 metres, but it looks huge when you actually look at it. So yeah, a lot going on, lots of new stuff, and I think obviously the obvious big change is the sugarcane, which is going to stand out. Very quickly before I go around the map, we're going to have a quick look at the house. I'm not going to go around the entire house, but nicely we can go in. The possibility of opening, closing doors, having a look around, up the stairs. We've got staircases, we've got sliding doors, various different rooms we can go and look at. Lovely pool area out the back. So after a long day, harvesting in the baking sun, nice dip in the pool. Why not? Doesn't every farmer have a pool like this? I'm sure they must do. And most farmers have a nice turret addition on their houses. That kind of goes without saying too. Nice barbecue area. Oh, we can move it. I don't want to move that because I'll knock it over. I know I will. So that's the house. I'm not going to go round the whole thing because you want something to be able to have a look at. Oh, the fridge doesn't open. Could just do with a cold one right now. But there are a lot of very, very nice details. A lot of things that we haven't had on some of the other maps. It's a lot more kind of interactive, which is really, really nice. Like I say, some great attention to detail. Really, really lovely colours. Textures are brilliant. Yeah, it's really good. I like that. Like I say, we can go upstairs as well. There's a home office and there's a couple of bedrooms with bathrooms and so on and so forth. Let's have a quick look around the farmyard area itself. In this garage at the start, when you start, there's a pickup in here, one of the Rojo pickups. The garage door. Is animated. And we've got another little building just to the side here. Various bits of the new equipment. That's the Toad sugarcane harvester. We've got the Stara, some sugarcane pallets. We do start off with a few pallets. One thing I have noticed going around the yard, there's no seed refill point. I haven't come across a seed refill point around the yard. So it's mostly pallets, but I suppose with all the various different mods available, you can place seed refill points if you wanted to. The same with silos and that kind of thing. There's plenty of placeables now on consoles that you can pretty much adapt and change and add to your farm as you wish. And the great thing about this is there's plenty of room to do that. This is not a cramped, closed-in map. This is big, wide, open expanses. Good for big machinery. If you like your big buds type stuff, this is the kind of terrain for it. A nice, new-looking barn area, accessible all sides, which is great. So I'm not going to go into a huge amount of detail looking in great depth at the vehicles themselves, because that will probably come on guide 2s and mod reviews type things, but very, very nice, very crisp, very, very clean. We have got a few seed and fertilizer pallets in here, as well as the sugarcane ones that are in the barn we just looked at. A couple of weights, the cedar, the new trailers, the sugarcane trailers. They're just, yeah, really, really good actually. I do like them. I know it sounds, it's childish, but it's nice to have something different, something new, Makes it all very exciting. Now at the main farm, I'll open up the little mini map in the bottom corner. The main farm is where our cows are. Very, very high fences. I don't know whether these cattle are used to jumping or something, but feed and water troughs, and then round the side we've got our manure and slurry area. Our silos are just here with the 100,000 litre capacity, unloading and reloading just round here. We'll have a look at that in a minute for what crops you can actually put in there. And that in essence is the farmyard itself. Nice little pond area in the middle. Well manicured lawns and gardens. It's all very, very nice. I'm quite concerned as to where the vehicle is that I got. I'm sure I put it in that garage. Just bear with me 1 second. Nope, can't find it. I can only assume when I sold the pickup, I bought it but then didn't save the game maybe. That's the only thing I can think of. Anyway, let's very, very quickly whiz round to the couple of fields we own. Go this way first. So heading south, just away from the farm, we're heading towards field 14 that we own. The main entranceway into the farm is just here with this kind of cutaway section, our drive that runs up to the house, with a lovely little sign that says Estancia Lapacho on it just there. And this is where we've got our case. Sugarcane, a little bit about sugarcane harvesting and seeding. And this is the sugarcane seeder, a single billet seeder that we start off with. I'll climb up onto there. Oops, let me. Anyway, and there is some sugarcane in there already, as you can see, ready to be seeded. So that's on field 14. That's kind of ready to go when you start. If we go straight back this way towards field, I can't remember the number, 1, isn't it? Yes, field 1. We've got the Bison, the new kind of open cabbed harvester. I'm going to start this up. I love that sound. I don't know why. It just sounds great. And it's great. It's a completely different view, a different look at it. It's great. Love it. Anyway, that's field 1. That's ready to be harvested. And then field 2, I believe, is ready to be seeded. When you look at the size of them on the map, they don't look that big because it's a big map, but they are fair-sized fields. What kind of throws you a little bit is because of the new textures and colours of the ground. That, like I say, that rusty red kind of, not quite ochre. I think ochre's more yellow, isn't it? But that is the field here, and these are the field edges. There's not a lot of difference between the two. But this is the field itself, and field 2 is a fair size. That's a good one to be starting off with to get you kind of going on the map. There's nothing worse than starting with a field or such a small field that it's going to take you a long time of plodding away to get anywhere. So that's the field you start with. I was going to jump into what I'd actually done was bought one of the new vehicles. And I'll show you very, very quickly in the store. If I go on to miscellaneous, a note into cars, we've got a new Lizard convertible. That's really, really nice. And there's a lot we can do with this. 140 horsepower, 162, 220, loads of different colours we can change it to. We can change the wheel design, we can change the rim colour, and we can change the design colour. Is kind of the actual convertible, the hood that's been pulled down, the material for that, you can change the colour of that. I had one of those, or I thought I had one of those, but obviously, like I say, I just didn't save it. So what I will do first of all, thinking about the route we're going to go around, let's jump into, let's get in the Stara, why not? We'll start in the Stara. When we get to the train, we'll whiz around in the train. What I'll do is I'll go to the store first, and then we will head the other way out towards where the train is, if I can remember where it is. I think it might be south of here. But, so we're heading south. There's a couple of ways out. There's the main entrance just off to our right. That's what I was going to do. Hang on, bear with me 1 second. So, with the trailer attached, I'm just going to go under the silo here. Now, I hope this isn't just me being kind of a bit thick, but it says wheat, barley, canola, sunflowers, soybeans, corn, and back to wheat again. Doesn't say anything about sugarcane, so I'm assuming we can't store sugarcane here. Or whether sugarcane's one of those things that can't be stored, just has to be sold straight away. It would be unusual if you can't store it, but I haven't. It just, yeah, it's not on there, so I'm not too sure about that one. Let's drop the trailer off, head off to the store. Like I say, this map is large. Doesn't help this only goes 19. That's why I had the car, because it was much quicker for getting around. But it is very, very expansive. What I have also found, which is quite good, rather impressive, these kind of almost palm looking type trees, they are cut downable. We can cut those down, and they have quite a girth on them as well, the slightly larger ones. So I would think lumber's going to be an interesting prospect. Whilst there isn't actually a kind of set forest, these are dotted around pretty much all over the place. Cutting some of them down will open up areas that you can probably use for ploughing out new fields, that kind of thing. I like the fact I'm now racing a Jeep and only just about beating it. Another nice feature actually of the new map is there's new vehicles, new things to look at, something a bit different. Now, the store itself is a kind of rework of an old design. You kind of recognise the shape and size and that kind of thing, but it is a lovely new, very glass, open, yeah, it's a very, very nice building. Looks wonderful, doesn't it? And round to the side we've got our usual direct sell point or customising point just here, and then inside it's all very plush and wonderful, isn't it? Look at that. Anyway, right, hang on one second. Okay, what I have done is taken the liberty of then leasing a vehicle. There we go, look at it, it's a beauty. Oh dear, look at that, very South American, very kind of Havana, Cuba, that kind of thing. A lot of those old American cars making their way down and being loved and looked after. So let's hop in, shall we? I look very big for that, it just looks huge, doesn't it? So what I'm going to do is, from where I am here at the shop, this train I believe is down the bottom, but what I'll do is I'll find the train. We'll just have a whiz out here. I'll get to the train, we'll go around. Actually, I'll go down to town, do the bakery, do the spinnery, and do the sugar mill, and then the rest I'll do by train because it's a lot further apart and harder to get to. And we can have a real good look at the scenery as we go round in the train. I think that'll be the best bet. So out of here. That sounds great too. I went for the 220 horsepower one, of course. The great thing is, this, obviously, these vehicles are then available in the standard game, so if you feel like being a bit of a flashy farmer and you've made a bit of money this year and you want to drive around Sandy Bay or the Old Stream Farm or anywhere you want in your brand new flashy, is it a Chevy or a Caddy? I can't make out what it is exactly. I'm sure one of our American cousins will be able to help us out, but like I say, let's have a look at the map now, shall we, while we're going around. Big, wide, open spaces, great details and textures. This, as I've said with the smaller maps, this necessarily won't be everyone's cup of tea. That bridge is immense. This won't be for everybody. They won't necessarily like this. Some people prefer smaller, closed-in fences, hedges, trees, that kind of thing, twisty, narrow roads. Some people prefer these real big, open, expansive maps. It's, you know, horses for courses. What you fancy, what you enjoy, it's going to be different. So this, I believe, was the bakery. This is the bakery sell point with an egg sell point just at the back of it. This is not a drive-in, drive-out one. You're going to have to back things up into there. The buildings are great. I do like this. Nice monument there. It's got a really good feel to it. Then round the... if I can get to it. Where is it now? Spinnery is just around here somewhere. Where are we? There we go, Spinnery. So that's your sell point for wool, is just here. We come back round again. No, back out the way we came. So there appear to be bollards there. Well, that reverses at quite a speed. Wow, terrifyingly. and out towards the harbour, which is just ahead of us now. I'm not going to show everything. I know it's a first look, and the kind of argument then is, well, you're not showing us anything, so what are we looking at? If I show you everything, there's nothing for you to look for or find, but it's very flat. Apart from that ridged area across the middle, it's fairly flat. Heading towards the northern part of this map, there's kind of, it rises up to the back end of the map, to the north, up where the transport company is. But this is the harbour area, with the harbour area at Sail Point, just here. Like I say, some nice new vehicles, things to make it a little bit different. Back onto the main road. Now I haven't been round this way. I'm going to have a quick look and see what's around here. I think this might just take us round to the sugarcane factory. It does. So again, it's really nice. It's because it's so different. There's been a lot of work put into this, and it does really stand out because it is different. Now, this Sail Point here, didn't notice that bump there. It's because of the colour of the ground. This Sail Point here, you look at it and think, well, that's an interesting one. That will all become more apparent when you actually see or use the vehicles for tipping, the large trailers and even the smaller ones. That will become very clear as to why that is that way and that design. But that is the Sail Point here. Let's have a quick look. So we are now down in the southwest corner at the sugar mill. And the price is there for the sugar mill. Sugar beet and sugarcane does not pay very much. It's one of those crops, like potatoes and sugar beet that we've obviously seen before in game, that I'm assuming the yield is incredibly high because the price is incredibly low. I assume. That is a big assumption. Anyway, what I will do is park this up, and what I'm going to do now is try and find the train, because I can't remember exactly where it was. So just give me a second and let's get to the train. I found it. Let's have a quick look. It was by Grain Elevator 2, so it was down kind of the south. If I close that and then reopen that bit and go onto the main map, I've left the car here, and the train was actually here at Grain Elevator 2. So Grain Elevator 2 is just along behind here. The three grain elevators are exactly the same, kind of like the ones that were on Goldcrest Valley, and a little bit on Sosnovka for some of the maps. You can unload into here, it can be stored in here. You can take it back out again if you really want to. You can load it into the train if you want to, and then you can take it round to the Sail Point up at the transport company, or round to the harbour, empty it out in the harbour one, you know, or this is the south one, and then transport it to the Sail Points. However you want to do it. It's just obviously this rail network is designed for you to be able to move your crops around the map. Let's jump in and zoom out. So we are going to head west. So we're towards the southern end of the map, heading west. The best way to do some of these, especially because the maps are very large, is going to be to whiz round with the train. I like the siding, I haven't really come across that before. And we've got a crane for unloading or loading lumber, timber, if you want to do that here. Because you've got that stretch across the middle as well, there's a lot of trees up on there. I do like these kind of red, ruddy red tracks that kind of run along the sides. There we go past the car that I left. It is very, very nice. Like I say, the fields are very squared off, very rectangular. North, south, east, west type things. I'm just going to pull up here. This is Grain Elevator 3. If I can slow down quick enough. Let's have a look at it, won't I? Didn't really think that through. Come on, slow down, slow down, slow down, slow down. Jump out. I will leave that running for a moment. So, grain elevator 3, if I can get through the undergrowth. If we come away just to the side of grain elevator 3, we have got our... Where we go? Our buy and sell point for animals. Agro Gaucho SA. Does that say South America? I don't know if that's what it stands for. I assume so. If we come round to the front of the building, this is like our Emerson's Livestock. This is the livestock market equivalent. If I click on here, all of the animal types are available, and as you can see from the cow, it is a very different cow. I would say cow design. Cow breed is the best way of putting it. The Nelore or Nelores cow. Still 5,000 though, unfortunately. Still quite expensive. However, this is your main livestock market. We are on the western side of the map now by grain elevator 3. We're going to get whizzed back into the train, head up towards the biogas plant, we'll have a look at that, then the transport company, and we'll head our way around the map. We've already seen where the cows are, we'll have a look and see where the sheep are and where the pigs are. There's a petrol station, fuel station, gas station, whatever you want to call it, just along the main road. If we go from the main road from there back over that direction, it heads back towards the main ranch, the main estate. But I really do like, there's a lot of, like I say, I mean it's supposed to be, it's got to be a completely different map, a different style. The colours are different, they seem a lot more bright and vibrant. The plant types are different, the sounds are different. I don't know what went around that side, but anyway. So let's build up a bit of speed and get going again. Yeah, so the gas station, fuel station is just over there. Swinging back round. We're coming up on the biogas plant. And the biogas plant is another one which is significantly different. You know, I think in a lot of maps you get used to that. It's very, very standard kind of biogas plant. This is slightly different. In that, well, they've got the weighbridge straight away at the front, is much, much bigger anyway. But these bunker silos, very big, chunky, stocky bunker silos. They're huge. But I have been told to be wary. I think it was on this. If you unload close to the edge, it does tend to bleed into the sides. I think we had that in Goldcrest Valley a little bit when that map first came out. A few issues with them not being able to clear out the bunker silos properly. So be wary of that. I don't know if that is correct or whether that will get changed. But our silage sell point is here. Now I'm hoping, really, really, really hoping, that this is going to be able to be tipped into by trailers. It's one thing we've kind of been hoping for. It may not be. It may still need to be buckets or conveyor belts or whatever, but I'm hoping because it's designed like this, this is going to be okay for trailers to tip into. But it's a nice difference. It's not those anaerobic digesters we're used to. It's a slightly different design. We've still got the digestate tank around here, so that when you are selling your silage from here into there, you are producing digestate as the byproduct. So again, different enough, nice enough, keeps it fresh. It's like a Mercedes bus type thing. It kind of looks like it. Old Mercedes buses, there's a few of those knocking about. Back to the train. And we are now heading north up the western side of the map, and as I said, up to this northern end of the map we get a bit of elevation change up into this corner, which takes us up towards the transport company, field 20 on our left, and we rise up now away from the lower plains and down towards the sea, which is that end, up here towards the transport company. Down there in the valley, I say the valley, in the bottom there is the sheep area. That's where your sheep pen is. I like the rocky outcrops, and yeah, it's very good, great details. You really do feel like you're in a different place, which is, that's obviously the point, you know, but I know I'm stating the obvious. I apologise. So let's jump out and have a look. All very fancy. So the sell point, because this is available by train, the sell point is just here under in the train cars, and that's where it gets unloaded. Whether or not you can come up here with a trailer and a tractor and unload into there with a trailer, I don't know. I never really tried that on Goldcrest Valley either, because one of the sell points on there was kind of a train only one. You could only get to it by train. So I don't know, possibly that might be available. If you do know, let me know. I'm not sure if you can do that or not. What I will do, the sheep pen area, I love this bridge, this kind of, oh, amazing. Just looks incredible. It's significantly, again, it's different enough. The actual sheep pen area, the building itself is different. It's not that standard. They haven't just gone, okay, well, let's make it some different colours. Let's make it a bit reddish, a bit more in keeping with South America, and plonking it on. It's a new design. It's a new building. Again, have a look, check it out. I'm very, very conscious of time, and I want to make sure I get round everything on this map. So on our left now, we should be coming up on the lumber yard, the lumber mill. Doesn't have a name. It's not Stanton Sawmill or anything like that. It's just the lumber mill, but we have got the crane for unloading. We've got a lumber point just here. We've got a lumber point just here next to the train. Just stop and jump out. So we've got our crane here. Our sell points just there by the crane and just here for lumber. And then we have got the wood chip sell point. I've got to remember where it was. Where is it? Round the back here for your wood chips. I don't know with these new types of trees how much you're going to get from each one. You know, it's going to be plentiful wood chips or not. And as far as planting trees go, if you chop these ones down, I don't think in placeables there is a new type of tree. There's not the option for a new one. Nice little kind of outbuildings, and I suppose a little farmstead just down here. Now I just need to check in the map. I'm trying to remember where. Ah, our pigs, yes. Right, what I'm going to do very, very quickly, hang on 1 second. I've jumped out to the pigs. They're a little bit further out from the rail line, so we've gone east away from the rail line. Have a quick look on there. So we are now in kind of more the north-east corner of the map. So the animals are spread out quite a bit. You've got the north-west, you've got your sheep. North-east, you've got your pigs. Almost central, you've got your cows. And then down towards the main town, you've got your little chicken coops. So they're quite a way apart on this map, which is going to make life interesting. But like I say, the buildings are nice, they're different. This is the pig pen. It is different. I like it. I like the fact they've gone to the trouble of actually making it different. It stands out enough. It's not a bit samey just with new colours. They really have thought about how to do this. I'm not to say they wouldn't. I mean, it's kind of obvious they would. If you're going to spend that time doing that, you would take the time. Kind of castle, outpost, ruins. Is it an old monastery, church type thing? I don't know if this is going to be the same as it was on... Oh, what was the map? My mind's gone blank. I haven't come across a single gold nugget. I'm assuming, again, there are gold nuggets. I don't know for definite. I hope so. But it could be another one of those ones where you find one and that finds 10, which finds all 100. I don't know. I haven't seen any knocking about anywhere. But again, the detailing is great. There could be one hidden amongst the ruins somewhere. Who knows? But again, that's for you. Have a search, have a look about, see if you can find them. I'm going to head back to the train. So, from the wood chip sale point, and we've left our pigs behind, which are over there somewhere. Let's get back in the train. And we will head kind of not south exactly, kind of southeast at the moment. Then we'll head south in a moment. But these are the two big fields, 30 and 29. They are large fields. Real fair size on those. And I'm zoomed out a long way on this train. If I zoom right back in, I mean, they are big fields. Coming up on the grain elevator, this is the first one. So this is grain elevator, then you've got grain elevator 1, grain elevator 2, and grain elevator 3. So like I say, you can bring your stuff off the fields, put it in there, put it on the train, and off you go in your train to take it to your sale point. Or if you really want to, you can just stick it all into a trailer and drive around the map. It's entirely up to you how you want to do it. Nice river running down the eastern side of the map here with the bridge going across, a couple of fields on the other side of it. Back past the store where we kind of started out in our vehicle, and you can really see that raised area now a bit better. That kind of ridge line across the middle. And then we'll head back round past the town to our south, back to grain elevator 2, which is where we first got on the train. There's a lot of open area here. There's a lot of grass. There's plenty of grass for you to cut. That's not going to be a problem. But because you've got a lot of these big runoffs and big areas, there's no reason at all why you're not going to be able to plough these out and make yourself much bigger fields if you want to. Plough them together to make much bigger fields if you want to. But they are not small fields. You're not going to have a shortage here at all of field space. Turn that off, jump out, and we are back at grain elevator 2. Very quickly, I'm going to head just south from here down to the chicken coop to show you the chicken coop language. But here we go. Again, chicken coop, different design, different look to it. Very nice shaded area. The chickens are going to need that to stay under. It's going to get very hot, I would imagine, in this environment. But there you go. I haven't shown you the sheep. You know what? I wasn't going to show you the sheep. Bear with me. I'm going to run really fast. I'll be with you in just a moment. Like the Flash, I'm here. So here we are. So up towards that northeast corner, not northeast, northwest corner. Transport companies up there with that lovely kind of. It's not a viaduct. A viaduct goes over water, doesn't it? We'll just call it a bridge. It's a bridge. There is probably a technical term for that in railroad speak. If you know what that is, let me know. I don't know what that's called. But anyway, this is the sheep pen, sheep area. Again, it's different. It's nice. It's not what we're used to seeing, which makes it kind of fresh and a bit exciting. But we've got our feed and water troughs here. We've got our animal unload point here for our sheep, should you wish to transport them yourself. If you don't, obviously there'll be a fee. I don't think the gate opens there. It doesn't. And over here is your pallet spawn point, so your wool pallets will appear here once they get productive. What I will do now is a nice slow amble back in the heat back towards the main farm itself. And that's it. That's the map in a nutshell. Big open wide expanses, great vistas, lovely views, new plants, new textures, new buildings, new crop type. It's just a brand new playground, something to have a play with. And there'll be things that I've missed. Obviously there'll be things that I've missed. I have not covered everything. That goes without saying. But that's it. That's it for me. That's my first look map tour. I'm racking my brains trying to think if I've missed anything off. I talked about the silo, what it takes, sell points I've been to, animals I've done. Is that... there we go. This could be... Is that corn or is that sugarcane? Hang on. Fruit types. Oh no, sugarcane is the pinky coloured one. I don't think there's any sugarcane planted at the moment. Oh man, no sugarcane to start off with. It's kind of a pinky colour. I was hoping I'd be able to whiz across and find some somewhere and show you, but there's not actually any planted at the moment. That's probably what the intention is for field 2. They leave that there, enticing you to try the new crop type. But there you go. That's it from me. I hope you found it useful, informative, quick look round to see where everything is, where it's positioned, what it looks like. It's nice, it's bright, it's colourful, it's something different. If you have enjoyed this, give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do, thanks for watching.